Greetings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together.
Yay!
It's so good to see you. Welcome aboard. We have loved the interaction that we have received from the series and the small group of viewers that have continued to ride along with us. I think there's like 10 of you now, and that just charms me.
It's kind of cute. I love it, actually. And it is really, honestly, it's also very flattering.
It is.
In that way. You like our stylings, you like our voices, you like our ideas, you like our concepts, you like our critiques also as well, because this is what we're doing. We're critiquing a story. And this has been really helpful, I think, to some people to really kind of like examine their own, thought processes and also examine their own world building / stories. And I've also liked it because it's helped me do that as well.
Yes, one of the cool things about this series, as well as many of the others that we play, is there's this really strong experience of being able to turn thoughts that one or the other of us has either always had or has had for some time into words, where we've never necessarily had context or need to do so in any other part of our life. So it helps raise our awareness as well, which is super neato. All right, so we're going to keep plowing on forward in this thing, and I really want to fix those poor old benches, but we're going to have to dance battle first.
Yeah, we have no choice.
All right, so let's see if Blaine knows about the dance floor, and if for some reason we'll go over there with him.
Yeah,
he does.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right. Oh.
Evacuate the dance floor!
Hello. What's her name that sings Evacuate the Dance Floor?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, I'm trying to remember.
I know that somebody does.
Evacuate the dance floor! Da 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 da!
Yeah.
Stop, this beat is killing me!
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, anyway, so that one. I can't think of her name right now, but she does so many dance songs that for a small period of my life, that was all I listened to. It was there.
That's great.
Alright, anyway, Evacuate. You don't dance, Blaine. In all the time I've known you, you've never danced because I would know, because I love dancing and I used to go out alone without you to dance, and you never went with me, and I eventually stopped going out dancing because you wouldn't go with me, and you don't dance.
Not the old Blaine. This Blaine, however, does the caterpillar to prove a point.
Oh, so now you're harassing young women as well as those your age.
Great, picking on kids. How delightful.
Your point, to make sure you're right to everybody.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
There it is.
A good job.
There is the cat. That's actually not bad.
That's actually
honestly,
a very good worm.
That is a tough maneuver.
Voila!
You looked like you were going to break your face, though, I will say.
Yeah, kind of.
What on earth? I'm not having a strong personal experience of trying not to be frustrated that you never showed this side of yourself to me ever the entire time we were together, and it's actually relevant to my interests and what would make me happy.
And this is why we didn't get along? My turn! I'm gonna do the worm.
Do it better.
Do it so much better.
Kick his butt.
Yeah!
Alright, well, it's the same. I want her to move forward so hard. Like
I
just
did
scoot
too.
all across the floor, just kicking it up.
See? It's wormy!
Honestly, neither of those animals move that way at all, but you both win!
Yay! Both win!
You two are too much. I searched my phone, and it turns out you can call it either name, because I was a little distressed with this experience with Blaine that I'm not acknowledging or admitting to, so, I decided to Google it so I could prove that everyone is right, which is preferable to proving that Blaine is right and needed to do this against a young child to prove his rightness and try and make you feel like an idiot, which is me just interpreting things. You know what? I might be having you know what else Google says about this dance? Let me read it to you.
Yay! Let's go down the Wikipedia entry. Oh.
Karen,
Thanks.
well, crap.
Well, it was an honor to meet you in battle, young one. Yes.
I am extremely enlightened now.
Yes. You're weird. He's so weird, Lily.
So the only experience that I'm familiar with her going, I will totally just shut down Blaine. I think there might have been one other, but really was just that one where both Lily and her paused together. Say, if there was another one, it wasn't as clear as that in my memory at all. So she really is just, Blaine is weird and funny, and then that one time just, for no reason.
Yes.
And with no other connection to it. So real life doesn't have to make sense, but when you're telling your stories and you're building a character, if you're not showing absolutely everything of all that character has ever done, you're choosing to show things based on creating a narrative, and that narrative is to create a comprehensible character in most interpretations,
Yes.
to the reader, unless you're deliberately trying to confuse them or write nonsense writing. And in this case, this seems very linear, non-nonsense. So I am again just having this, why was that in there?
I don't know. They thought they were being clever, or
And here's that, yeah, because I can't continue to be hurt by this, I'm gonna have to be nostalgic about this, so yeah, weird. Because that's that, you lovable dork face she does for Luke.
and also, again, though, she was engaged to him for 5 years, so this is going to be awkward anyway.
This could be
Like,
really hard on her, honestly.
This could be terrible.
Also, the lights aren't behind Blaine, so bonus for that.
Hey, they
Good.
fixed it.
Maybe.
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 Oh,
Oh.
what is this? This is a giant cutscene. This is the end of the day, isn't it?
Oh, we also suddenly have butterflies.
We do, which are not the ones that we just put in the butterfly box as caterpillars, because that's
Nope.
not how that works.
Nope.
So I'm just telling ya. They also just spawn out. Oh my god, just pick one butterfly and watch it for a second, and then
I'm
it
watching.
will just fade into nothing after
I'm
a
still
moment.
still watching.
It's okay. Some of them go a little bit longer than others, but they just
Whoa.
gone. They just VoIP into a little vortex, and they appear that way too. That's weird as hell.
That is super wild.
Interesting choice of doing it that way instead of creating a loop. I guess it creates more dynamics graphic-wise, but it is weird to have them just sort of turn into a pinpoint and vanish.
Yeah, interesting.
Hey, look who's here. Him sits, peps up again. Shoo!
I've been here the whole time.
I know you want me to pay attention to you. I'm trying really hard not to. This is a deliberate choice. This is not an accident. I'm letting you know, just so you know. Not you, the butterflies.
Oh,
Ah,
Oh, they're so pretty. Wow, like, I've never apparently seen butterflies in the entirety of me going to school ever. Does anybody fucking remember at all apparently going to school where my brain was immediately like, I remember butterflies being all over and a part of the curriculum in regards to, like, doing science class?
yeah.
Like, what the crap, you guys? Because it's one of the most dramatic transformations of a caterpillar into a cocoon into a butterfly.
Okay, so
Like-
there was a whole freaking song of bullfrogs and butterflies, and you do that at the same time because they go, animals transform. You should understand that animals transform. Let's learn about caterpillars, cocoons, and butterflies, and let's learn about tadpoles into frogs and, toads.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a huge freaking thing, and it happens pretty early.
Yeah, no, I'm really confused by this. I don't understand. Clearly, these guys didn't end up working with people who work on child development or child psychology at all.
On the other hand, this could also be an experience of her just being like, I wasn't expecting this to be pretty, and we could just be dunking on her harder because everything else has been rough.
It's true.
And so we could be judging her harder based on how much other judgment we've had.
I don't even have a her to judge. That's why I'm just talking about it sounds like they, which is the developers, really didn't talk to a child psychologist. This is just frustrating. This feels like a bad writing experience.
I'm wondering how many of them are, like, trying to write their own kids? I don't know, because, like, for me, if I was trying to write a kid, I would draw from my child experience, like, from what I remember of me being a child, and also from children I know right now. And when I've thought about writing a book currently with children in it, I've often thought it'd just be really cool to, like, borrow someone's kid for a day and just start taking quotes of everything they say. Or do that, like, with, like, an age group. Kind of go, okay, can I, for writers research, because they will let writer researching people do all kinds of weird stuff, can I sit in your daycare that only has 5-year-olds today and just talk to the kids? I'll get the parents' consent kind of thing.
Right.
And then you get a sampling of 5 or 6 5-year-olds and how they all talk and behave and what their priorities are, and you can build your experience around that. You can even ask them questions about the shit you're going to put in your book and get real genuine responses from them.
Right?
Like, it's there. Like, interview a 4th grader and ask them about gardening, and then figure out if any of that is relevant to your, Asian American, mixed ethnicity descent child.
Yes.
Just go for it.
Yep.
So
do it.
pretty.
It's so neat that all we needed to do was to get hummingbirds and butterflies that all we needed to do to get butterflies and hummingbirds is to plant some pretty flowers.
They don't have to be pretty. They just have to smell good.
Or be a certain color, apparently, though, too.
That one. Or the right kind for their food.
There's also that, too.
Well, we know what butterflies and hummingbirds like. Sometimes finding out what someone really wants is the easy part, and giving it to them is the hard part. I say while not looking at Blaine.
I'm also like, is this good? Like, unless she's saying that, and then Blaine's gonna drop in. I'm guessing Blaine's gonna drop in immediately after this, and we're supposed to be more and more suspicious of him.
Maybe. I'm also going, are you thinking about Luke in this way of going, ha! I can figure out what the boy wants, but providing that's gonna be real hard.
You know, like, not hating on him all the time, because that's really difficult for me to do, because he's just so gross, but I just really like him, even though he's so gross, and I have really terrible fucking standards.
And he's so stupid. God, he just can't figure out anything or understand anything at all, and he's deeply out of touch, which just makes him really sexy.
Yeah.
If you believe that line of code, then I have some oceanfront property to sell you in Arizona.
Hey!
All right, anyway, so hard part, where are we going with this? Sometimes it's the giving that's easy and the finding out that's hard. Oh, we're just going for like a moral tale here. Sometimes finding out is easy and giving is hard. Sometimes giving is easy and finding out is hard.
Okay.
Sure. Sure.
How do you find out what someone wants?
Well, I like dancing. Sometimes you just need to ask. But you, sir, are far beyond asking, and I am not looking for you to do so, but thank you for your interest. And you know what?
You can exit
really late for a day that you're not staying here, so it may be time for you to leave, good sir.
And exit stage left.
And sometimes you'll find that they've already told you. Many times!
5 years worth of times, actually.
Actually, you know what?
Sir?
I'm a pretty open person. I'm pretty blunt and straightforward about things that I like and I want. At least I think I am. And I get more blunt about it the more unhappy I'm made. So I really have told you, Blaine, exactly what makes me happy. Many times.
Are we still talking about butterflies and hummingbirds? 'Cause, like, whoa!
Yes. Yeah, totally. That's exactly what that's what we're talking about, sweetie.
We're gonna apparently take Karen home now, okay? I really want you guys to take me home because, like, wow, what was that? What even were we doing? Like, whoa, that was strange.
Little weird.
Just a teensy bit.
My dudes. Okay, kiddo, I think we've done everything we can for today. You did a great job. Why are you calling them kiddo?
Sorry, I just started going, I don't know why it bothers me so much. Like, even sometimes I seriously, like, I will catch people saying it, and you're just kind of like, you know nothing about them. Weird pet names always bug me. Now, granted, I also grew up mostly in what's considered to be basically, it's like southeast of the United States. And so there's a lot of, like, friendly, like, pet names. I always say darling, you say honey, you say hun, you say, you know, whatever, and, like, not everybody does that. And then also when I moved out here, there are different people who say different things depending on where they're from. But I'm like, it always made me uncomfortable.
So what I will say is, while I'm familiar with people that have had a socialization to say pet names and some that haven't, those that I have met that do it to everyone. Yes. Blanketly, all over the place. All girls are honey, everyone is sweetie, everyone is darling, you know, that kind of thing. And so the fact that she is only doing it to Karen does not suggest that it is a colloquial or a socialized behavior.
Yes.
So much as that it is, what I will have to say is pulling out of the story, that it is a writer's behavior.
It is also a deliberate, though, probably thing, too, of going, no, I'm going to talk to her now and go, okay, kiddo, which is why it always sounds incredibly patronizing every time that she says it to me. Like, just reading it, it's always like, it comes out of left field when she's like, all right, we need to now settle down, and we need to be done, or we need to, I really need you to focus on it with me here, right here. Are you with me, Karen? Can you feel, like, it's really insulting.
So this, again, and I've mentioned this before, sounds like the kind of daycare behavior that I've heard from people, or like babysitting behavior, that don't really particularly have an attachment to kids. Either they don't have any kids of their own, they're not really fond of kids, they just don't want to be there, whatever reason it is, or it could be socialized in from other people. But for the most part, the ones that really dig in with the okay kiddos or okay kiddo are the ones that are trying to keep themselves calm, because they are so sick of this situation.
Yeah.
And that is my experience with how I've heard it, but there really is this very strong tropey voice that comes to mind that I've even seen played in movies, because so many people have seen it, of going, okay, children, now we're all going to fill in the blank, you know?
Yeah.
And it's really the teacher saying a mantra to themselves of, I will keep calm because I hate you so much.
Yeah.
So that feels like this kind of behavior to me, and I don't like it.
Yes.
Also, did we have her for a certain length of time to give her back at a certain length of time? Because I don't remember that being established at the beginning of this interaction.
I don't remember either.
So I'm like, how do we know it's time to take her home?
I think she got mad at Blaine when I'm supposed to take care of Karen today or something like that. And I'm like, but we were never told that she was going to do that by anybody. Like, it didn't show on screen that Lily talked to anyone about taking care of Karen.
Also, don't her parents usually pick her up and drop her off? Or
pretty
at
much.
least one of them? And also, where's home?
No kidding. Thanks, Lily.
Why don't we get you back over to your dad? Because I assume that's right. Lane, why don't you go back over to why would we send him to the studio? He's not supposed to be staying here. He's supposed to be gone.
He is supposed to be gone.
I would say back over to the rest of your life.
Yes.
To your own habitat.
Why we are letting him stay is beyond me.
I mean, she probably just still has trouble setting the boundary. She's going to be like, here's the boundary, and he's going to push through it, and then she'll be like, well, let me set a new, different boundary, not reinforce that one, because you've already pushed through it.
Mm-hmm.
That is my guess for this.
Especially interpretation of somebody who seems to be very heavily abused.
Again.
Still.
And especially susceptible to him abusing her. All right.
Yes.
Blaine, why don't you go back over to the studio?
Yes. Yes.
You two, Pop, let's get you home.
At least we're not calling the dog Roxy again.
Right? He's loaded so poorly.
Oh
my God.
Wow, that was pretty good. Hi, Munchkin. Hi, Lily.
Dad! Oh.
Hey, Dad, I'm gonna go get a snack. God, I need so many goldfish. I'm just fucking raring to go, dude.
Honestly, that one sounds totally reasonable. Like, I have worked all day and Lily has forgotten to feed me because children need food and I'm used to being fed 6 snacks a day when I'm in day camp and at school. And so, bye!
Bye!
And actually, with older kids, they don't do that many, but there is usually a morning snack, lunchtime, and evening snack, even when I was in day camp for, like, you know, teenagers.
Camp, yes. School?
No.
Yeah.
I say some schools do breaks where there's in recess it's optional to have a snack. And when I did go to physical school, even in 4th grade, you were allowed to have a snack on your first recess and your last recess, and middle recess was a lunch.
I'm like, wait, what? You had multiple recesses? We had one.
Oh, we had multiple.
We had one.
All right. Well, this was.
Oh.
I don't even know. We were in a small town. It was a pretty small town.
Wow, that sounds radical. And also, like, you're gonna go to school to go run around and go outside rather than go to. I'm sorry, I went to a year-round school when I was at that age, so I'm like.
So I
Whoa.
didn't. And what we had a pretty long school day from what I remember. Like, some schools don't start till later in the day. Ours started, I think, about 7 a.m., if I'm remembering correctly, because I remember, like, we had to get up when it was dark a lot to get ready and ride the bus. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, I didn't go to school for very long. I say obviously based on, you know, people knowing my history. Like, we did. We had morning recess between classes, and it was a little 10-minute thing. And then we had lunch, which was a, 30-minute period to eat, and when you were done eating, play. Whatever amount of time you did that, your whole thing was 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. You could all be in the lunchroom, or you could scarf your food and go outside. Yeah. Kind of thing. And then we had another 10-minute one before the end of the day. Yeah. So all right. But hey, Dad, I'm going to go get a snack. Makes like, I'm not even going to talk to you. Bye, food.
Bye. Oh my God.
That sounds very preteen, very teenager to me. Like, that sounds very appropriate. Like, yes, do it.
Okay, but dinner's, and she's gone.
It's fine. She'll be hungry again.
There we go. All right, whatever. My daughter gardening all day instead of playing on her phone. What a time to be alive.
Honestly, you don't. Do you even know what she's doing on her phone? Is she talking to her friends? Is she researching things? Is she practicing a skill? And none of those things matter if she's even playing on her phone, because honestly, we're playing on our phone. Oh.
Is she dealing with quarantine and trying to cope and basically try to make friends because it's the only place she has to make friends? By the way, I've been super fucking irritated about people being angry about kids spending time on their phones right now when it's still quarantine for us. And I'm going like, you guys... Where else are they supposed to get their social? You're supposed to social distance and you're not supposed to see people.
Yeah.
Like,
so the young individuals in my family that I am familiar with, like the young relatives that I have that I had contact with during this time, are getting a lot more screen time because that is the only way to see their friends a lot of the way.
Yeah.
Whether it's on Instagram or whether it's through a Zoom call or whether it's on Skype or whether it's just like conversing through, YouTube or Tumblr or whatever it is, like they're messaging and texting and calling their friends and sharing media with their friends because that is their only social.
Yeah.
Now, it isn't always obvious of, here's a big group chat Zoom with 5 of my friends, like we're hanging out and, would normally like sitting in a room.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing a lot of communicating, sending memes, sending texts, sending like, cool media they've run into. And also, again, games can have a whole lot of value, whether it's coping and, functioning, or whether it's also just like spatial recognition skills, hand-eye coordination, etc. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up because our battery dies fast when it dies. So
it's true, yes. Speaking of, I gotta go to the mechanic for a few hours tomorrow, and I'm sure she'd rather be here than there. We're talking about her being Karen.
Right, but she's always welcome. Is she gonna be with you tomorrow rather than with your wife? I mean, ex-wife with her mom?
I know. I could take her there anyway, but the sun is good for her. I'll bring her over before I drop the roadster off.
Right. Okay. The roadster? You're taking it in instead of doing it yourself.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna see if I can go get a mechanic to fix it up for me. Get it running again.
I thought you'd already done that yourself.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's good. I really thought you'd done that yourself.
Well, I gotta see it through. Anyway, Nat, and thanks.
No problem. I'm not mystified by this conversation.
Hi.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd pay more attention to me. Good night, I guess. Bye. Oh, we're gonna mope.
We're gonna have a moment.
Like an actual mope. Now he's actually getting the car fixed. Her car. It's not her car. It's a car
not.
he was thinking about giving to her. It's not her car. This sucks. I mean,
oh my God,
does
you
it
brat.
suck? You're not entitled to him.
All right, well, thank you very much, guys, then, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or our Patreon. We got some links in the description down below.
Absolutely.
And also, I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye.